What's up, everybody? This is a breaking emergency. We knew Jussie was called in today to court for an emergency meeting. It was an emergency meeting held today at Cook County where the shocking news came through. All charges against Jussie has been dropped. All the charges are dropped. People are shocked. He went down to Cook County Courthouse today. We got word that he got flown in and had a emergency hearing today. And today, all 16 counts of charges have been dropped against Jussie Smollett. Now, the Chicago police is going to have some explanation as to what's going on in this situation, but to have all the charges dropped that quick, that is massive. Chicago police is going to have to explain how something like this can happen. It just happened. They haven't even addressed the media yet.
When they come out to speak?
You got to imagine the mayor and the superintendent who are together right now at that police graduation know that there's going to be a lot of focus on not only the investigation, but how we arrived at this situation. As you remember, the superintendent used very strong words talking about the idea that who could talk about a noose or go to the lengths that they did in order to pull this off. In fact, they even said they believed the motivation at that point was because they believed that Jussie Smollett was upset about how much he was being paid. And so, of course, we've seen it.
Oh, he's got a lawsuit against this city? That's going to be massive. It didn't make sense. Why would he fake it? It was like, why would he fake it and then stand up to this?
They're talking about over 140 man hours were used to try to investigate this case. But here's the thing.
This gonna make the city look real bad.
Was he attacked by the two men who he knew? Did he know about it or did he not know about it? Yes, the charges have been dropped, but hopefully someone can clarify this for all of us, because you think about all the spotlight that's put on this case, and to have no answers right now for why we are where we are, you would even expect the state attorney's office to come downstairs. How can you indict him 16 times and then all of a sudden say the charges are being dropped? Someone's going to have to answer to why the state moved forward with this and how we got to this point that we are right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is just, this is a mess of questions. I mean, I'm looking at some of the past statements from that press conference that we watched together, Brian, and the police superintendent saying, calling it a publicity stunt, saying it was a scar that Chicago didn't earn and certainly didn't deserve, and putting it all on Jussie Smollett. And really, that is the key question. Ryan is there. We're possibly going to hear from the attorneys, or maybe even from Jussie.
It didn't even go to a trial. They dropped all the charges. We're waiting on them to come up and make an announcement.
As we wait for that, let me bring back in Shan Wu. Shan, I really appreciate you sticking around. I mean,
all 16 counts against Jussie Smollett has been dropped. All 16 felony charges dropped. The Chicago Police Department are going to have to explain a lot.
For instance, trying and prosecuting.
Now, I remember him having a victory about a week ago. They saw that the check he wrote those two guys was actually for training. They had text messages to back that up. That the check he wrote was for training, like physical training. So, with the story that they came up with, the two guys, about the check, that came out to be inaccurate, and they were going to prove that in court. Now, that was some information and intel I had gotten and picked up on later. Now, this is something else entirely. Entirely, people. This is something unprecedented. Someone's facing, they've been on Good Morning America, the Chicago Police Department. They have come out viciously against Jussie. Charged him, a grand jury came out and charged him with 16 counts. So now we're waiting on Jussie to come out and speak. Oh, yeah. Believe it all. This is massive. This is massive. We're all sitting here. A lot of people are shocked. Uh, they're just standing by, and people here are stunned. Absolutely stunned. The whole system is stunned. Everybody in the city of Chicago is stunned right now. This is probably the only video I tagged my mom into. Don't forget to donate to the page. Hit up the Streamlab. This is the one to donate for. This is definitely the one to donate for. This is not fake news, brother. He's in Chicago. He just left. Everybody's waiting on him to make an announcement now. This is brand new spanking news. We knew he was in there. He was called in for an emergency hearing. He had to go back in there in Cook County. They called it an emergency hearing, and they dropped all 16 charges. All the prosecution dropped everything on Jussie. Every charge there was is dropped against Jussie Smollett. Not one charge. Now, the city of Chicago is going to have to explain a lot as to why they believe this guy, why they jumped off the bridge. Even his story and everything he said sounded so crazy. But what made them, who the grand jury was quick to hand down 16 felony counts against Jussie Smollett, what made them turn around like this and drop everything. This is massive. I don't think people understand how massive this is. This does not happen. In the history.
This first we heard from his attorneys, and now a statement from the Cook County State, the Cook County Attorney's Office, and I want to read this to you. After reviewing all of the facts and circumstances of the case, including Mr. Smollett's volunteer service in the community and agreement to forfeit his bond to the city of Chicago, we believe this outcome is a just disposition and appropriate resolution to this case. Fascinating. Ryan Young has been following this case from the beginning. He's in the Cook County Courthouse right now, where Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, but Jussie Smollett was in the courthouse for an emergency hearing. We could be hearing from his attorneys and maybe even Jussie in a short time. When did they learn about this?
Yeah, I got some information about this. We're told they found out about this last night. Of course, they reviewed the information according to the state's attorney's office. They decided to move forward with this. So when we got the all call and some of our tips were coming in this morning, we rushed down here. And in fact, Jussie Smollett just walked down this hallway. We're told that he has to file some paperwork. And then the attorney and the spokesperson actually said they plan to walk to these mics and actually have a conversation with us. Maybe they'll answer some questions. Another twist and turn in this case, because as we were talking,
we're going to stay right here.
Stuck out in my brain. Just last week, the Ostendale brothers, the two brothers who were involved in this, one of them competed in the Golden Gloves boxing event here in Chicago. And watching this guy move around and throw power punches, you'd have to imagine that if this guy was actually throwing punches at Jussie Smollett, it would have done some devastation to him. I know that's sort of on the side here, but you got to think, what did they learn about the evidence in the last 48 hours or so that they didn't know before? What came through here? And I can tell you all the cameras are pointing this direction because we're expecting Jussie Smollett to walk this way. In fact, that is his spokesperson for his attorney right now. So it'll be a minute or two. Okay? So, so they're coming out in a minute or two. We're going to switch our camera this way. Okay.
Wait, hang on. What'd she say?
She's saying...
Okay.
About a minute or two.
And we're finna have a press conference, and you guys are gonna see this live.
One of the things that she wanted to stress is that all charges have been dropped. This is not a plea deal. That's something.
Not a plea deal. No, everything's dropped.
Came out to give some information, and we're told that Jussie's going to walk this way. He's just around this corner here. So again, this continues to unfold.
And Ryan, we went over this morning, but for all of everyone is surprised. I mean, this started as Jussie Smollett, Empire actor, was a victim of a hate crime and was attacked. And he even said that they.
I mean, it didn't make sense. Like, why would he even do this?
To then,
so,
the superintendent of the
for the reason for the charges to be dropped, something had to be discovered.
And the motivation was that he was unhappy about his salary.
So I really want to see what's going on here.
And now we are where is a huge question. We don't know, other than we're about to hear from Jussie and charges are dropped.
So we do know about an hour from now that the mayor and the superintendent will have a press conference.
Yeah, the mayor and the superintendent is got to let us know what's going on.
What happens to the Ostendale brothers? Are they going to be charged? Are they not going to be charged? What happened that night? Was a noose used or was it not? So these are all the questions that we have. So many twists and turns. So you're saying he's just going to walk away with no charges? All that man hour was used, and then did the police department not tell the complete story here? What did they find out? And I think those are the questions that we're going to have to find out here. Whether it comes from the state's attorney's office, whether it comes from the police department, whether it comes from Jussie's team, it seems like we're never going to have a complete picture about what happened on that very cold night where Jussie Smollett said he went to get a sandwich at Subway. He walked back home, was attacked by two men who he said he didn't recognize. He also described one of the people who had a mask on as having white skin. Not only did they apparently punch him, and he fought back, they put a noose around his neck, and then poured bleach on him. Okay, and then he went to the hospital after that. When you think about all the twists and turns, people even at the hospital have been fired over this case because apparently people were looking into his medical records. So when you think about the explosion that's happened from this case, there's so much here.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
Everything is touched has sort of been corroded. And you have to wonder, what is the outcome?
Well, something went wrong, and we're going to find out what it
It
was.
doesn't seem like anybody is.
Well, we're going to find out Jussie Smollett's position, it sounds like, in just a few seconds. Really, just to put a point on it, Jussie Smollett, remind us, Ryan, has maintained all along that he is not guilty.
Yeah, that is another big conversation here, because at the end of this, you had an Empire show and the castmates who were all upset about this. You had people supporting him. You also had people who were upset about this. Remember that first time he got a bond, he walked out of here, hundreds of cameras followed him. He went right back to work. You know, he was suspended from the job. And then you have this idea that he always maintained his innocence. And he said he was going to continue to fight this. But then you have these other two brothers who told the story. Now, here's the thing. Did they tell the truth, or did they tell a lie? Because do they face charges now for twisting this at all? They've never talked. You know, their attorney has talked, but we've never heard from them. So you have to wonder how 12 detectives or the police department started believing what they said over the actor.
They had help from the FBI. They had all these people brought in.
Come to the conclusion that 16 counts were all going to be dropped.
Right, 16 counts that came from a grand jury
waiting to hear what happened.
has been wiped out.
The next thing we're going to hear from is Jussie Smollett and his attorneys, according to what you're hearing.
This does not happen in the city of Chicago.
We're going to come as soon as Jussie walks around.
We're going to stay right here.
Joey Jackson.
We're going nowhere.
For a little bit more on this, Brian, you've been in touch with someone close to Smollett's team. What are they saying?
They are saying that the police and prosecutors mishandled this. They believe there was a rush to judgment in this case. And that's notable because this all started with a conversation about a rush to judgment. That Smollett said he was the victim of a hate crime. Then there was an argument that the media rushed to judgment and that everyone rushed to judgment and assumed he was telling the truth. Well, now this is flipped around again. And now the charge from Smollett's camp is there was a rush to judgment to accuse our client of being guilty. You know,
man, the city is going to get hit with, man. People need to get up right now. Ooh, man. A lot of people are going to be taking stuff to court against Chicago police. They're going to use this case right here for a lot of reasons. So Jussie Smollett's finna come in and do this right now. So he agreed to forfeit his bond to the city of Chicago. Now, everybody's waiting on Jussie Smollett to come back in a few minutes and get things set up here. They don't know how Cook County works. Look, they got people just walking in and out the county. Oh, man, that's my guy. He just getting out. He just got out the joint. And they got him on tape. Look, people just want to get to where they got to go. The county, boy. There's like 45 Meek Mills down there. Unbelievable. Not one charge is stuck. Don't forget to hit up the Cash App too. Support the page. You can hit up the Cash App. My name Carcino on the Cash App, of course. It's unbelievable. Never in the history of this world have we seen something as shocking as this. Not 16 charges getting dropped. Because it's the negligence is the biggest point. Because never have we seen a police department so dead set centered on one person being guilty that they rushed the judgment and charge him with 16 counts, felony counts. That's how certain they were. To drop all charges just a month later, it don't even get to a trial. They had the chief of police on Good Morning America. He did basically hit him up on Jussie Smollett. This is the only video I've ever tagged my family into. It just didn't make sense to me. Like, why would he even do it? Like, it wouldn't even make sense. Like, what would be his point? What would be the purpose to even go that route to do that? That's what baffles everybody. Like, to begin with, like, what would be the point? To launch his music career and all of this, that's too heavy of a risk to go through everything like this. And I'm like, all of this going down, somebody got to go to jail. They ain't had the Chicago Police Department work. Somebody going to jail. If not, they're going to have to answer to somebody. 17 police officers you took off cases to have them work this case with assistance from the FBI to come here and get no charges.
She stepped away from this case, and that's another sort of step back that we witnessed. We were kind of all baffled by it and shocked by this. And then it came out that maybe Michelle Obama's former chief of staff gave Kim Foxx a call on Jussie's behalf, and all that was trying to be worked out to figure out where was this going. Of course, so many people talk about this young man and all the work he's done in the community. I think maybe at the end of the day, we're going to be somewhere in the middle about this, right? I think we've been too far to go one way to the other way. What we do know is there's video of the Ocean brothers going to a store and seemingly to go and buy the supplies they needed to pull this off. They apparently told police, and they actually went, and that's how they got this indictment, because of the testimony those two men gave to police. And
now they trying to say maybe Michelle Obama called in a favor. That's a massive favor. That's a massive favor. It's a monumental lawsuit. The lawsuit is so huge, I wouldn't even assume anybody there would even be involved. That's how big the lawsuit would be. People, y'all don't understand how historic this is. This does not happen in criminal court history. When someone charges you with 16 felony charges, something's going to stick. You don't get all the charges dropped. Police F up all the time, but they don't F up on national television. go on ABC TV and do this to a celebrity. And I can see if they go to court and lose. This is like if somebody dropped the OJ charges, all charges against OJ is dropped right before they go to trial. You know, after they basically did everything they did to get him and everything else, that would be monumental. They came out and did a public lynching of him in a press conference, went on Good Morning America, crucified Jussie, basically said he was guilty all up and down the field. Then to drop all 16 felony charges. They had him fly in, go to court. And when he flew in, went to court, the grand jury charged him with 16 counts. Sorry. 16 counts. 16 felony counts by the grand jury. So they've had 17 to 12 detectives working on this one case with help from the FBI. So with help from the, thank you very much. So with help from the FBI, everything around the board, understandable, but everything around the board that's happening right now is unprecedented. All charges against Jussie has been dropped. Everybody's waiting right now for Jussie Smollett to come out and speak to the public. We're going to wait here because we're going to go live when that happens too. We're going to definitely keep you guys right here, keep you guys in tune. So when it happens live, you're going to be right here when it all goes down. It happened right here in Chicago, Cook County Courthouse. They flew him in. It's happening right now, this moment in time. They waiting on Jussie to hit the corner. Right now, he's filling out paperwork. All 16 counts against him has been dropped. Jussie Smollett, everybody's waiting for him to come out. The media is setting up. Right now, they dropped the charges. The police dropped all the charges. So this is world news right now. The entire world is watching this. It's Jussie Smollett right now. So everybody's waiting on the legal team to come back. This was not a plea deal. So let me tell y'all right now, this was not a plea deal for Jussie. He did not have a plea deal. Not a plea deal. The charges were dropped. They called an emergency hearing today in Chicago. Jussie Smollett came in and people were like, it just was like they were getting wind of it late. And we knew he was in there because they told us we're in Chicago, so we get it fresh. So then CNN and everybody else started to pick up on it. They didn't know what was going on. Then when they come out the courtroom, all charges were dropped. So we went live immediately. So we were the first ones here with the information. So you guys are getting it like raw. As soon as it went down. We've been live as soon as it went down because we were on top of it from the jump, from when they were bringing them in. Now, the Chicago Police Department is going to really have a black eye. This city is really going to be up against it. Well, I don't know. We have to wait and see because thank you. I appreciate that, Coco One. Don't forget for all the hard work and effort I'm putting in and the lack of sleep I'm getting right now because this is like my nap time. I'm staying up to give you guys full coverage. Make sure you support the page. Make sure you click the link in the description box. Okay, here she comes, the representative. I guess Jesse's on his way now. What you're looking at is the Cook County Courthouse. This is live from the courthouse. Jesse's there filling out paperwork. Everybody's waiting on Jussie to come. They don't know how slow Cook County is with that paperwork. So Jussie is going to speak to the public for the first time now that the charges have been dropped. He came in this morning at about 8:30 this morning. They flew in to Chicago. They had this emergency hearing. They was in the hearing, and Jesse's finna come up here and make a speech and tell us what happened, why the Chicago police dropped all the charges against him. And what you're seeing now is the Cook County Courthouse. And then the Chicago police, 1 hour after this is over, they've scheduled their own press conference to come out and make some statements too. So by the end of the day, all of our confusion will be explained. No, if you choose not to waste your time, you don't charge somebody with 16 counts and go on Good Morning America and berate him like you did. They came after him as if they knew what was going on with him. They came after him like he was the boogeyman. And they knew for a fact he was guilty. Well, everyone's waiting on him to come up to the podium and speak. That's the assistants right there. She keeps walking frontwards and backwards. So he did not take a plea deal. They dropped all charges. No plea deal was arranged. Here she comes, the assistant. Is she going to go up to the podium? Everyone's waiting on Jussie to make a statement. We're going to be here live when Jussie goes live with his statement. Jussie Smollett, this is live. He's in the courthouse right now after all 16 charges against him, felony charges against him, have been dropped. Well, everyone's waiting patiently. They're trying to get things arranged, as this is a massive situation. And there he is. Jussie is making his way. There he is. He's making his way to the podium. There he is. He's finna make his first speech and statement live here on Carcino for Life. You get to hear it. Here we go. Let's find out what's going on. Y'all ready?
Today, as you have figured out, the state made a motion to nollie pros the charges against Jussie Smollett and to seal the record in this case. We believe that it was the correct result in this case. We're very happy for this result, and we are very anxious for Jussie to get on with his career and his life and to move forward. I'll take any questions. This is not, there is no deferred prosecution. The motion was to nollie pros, which is a legal technical term for dismiss the charges. Jussie voluntarily agreed to the forfeiture of the bond. We believe to the city of Chicago, but we don't know.
How did he arrive here?
There is no deal. The state dismissed the charges. There's nothing. We have nothing to say to the police department except to investigate charges and not try their cases in the press, but to allow matters to be investigated, allow the state to investigate and to bring charges, and not to jump ahead and utilize the press to convict people before they are tried in a court of law. Next question. I have no idea what occurred in this case and why it occurred. I can just say that things seem to spiral somewhat out of control. We've gotten to a result that is the right result in this case, and we're happy with that.
Is this through conversations? How did he arrive here?
I have no idea. But plenty of people forfeit their bond in situations like this. Jussie is, and as if you were in the courtroom, heard the prosecutor say, and we made sure that the prosecution knew, he is someone who has dedicated his life to public service since he was 15 years old. He has taken the city of Chicago as his home. He has volunteered in a variety of ways. He is a good, solid citizen of the city of Chicago. That was the comment made by the prosecutor today.
I think.
And the Ondero brothers said more than once that the $3,500 check they received was for exactly what Jussie said. It was for nutrition and training. They were his trainers. That statement was not true. I don't know where the superintendent got that information. I was not privy to it, and quite frankly have not seen that footage. So I have no idea where that came from. Which is why you should allow investigation and allow the state to investigate a charge before you go to the press.
There are obviously going to still be a lot of questions about this.
I have no idea. I don't have information that the state would have as to why they brought these charges. I don't know. You'd have to ask the state. The two men who attacked him have indicated that they attacked him, so we already know who attacked him. Those brothers have, well, that's up to the state.
Jussie, you want to speak? Jussie, you want to say anything?
No. Well, the two brothers have said that they attacked him, so, we don't want to try them in the press any more than he wanted to be tried in the press. That decision was made so that he could go on with his life and get this over with and not have to fight and not have to continue with all of the disruption to his career. He is a very sweet individual who has for a lifetime dedicated himself to his career, to the public, to children, to the movement in the LGBTQIA community. And this was a disruption to that. He wants to get back to it. I'll allow you to hear from him briefly, and then we're gone.
Hey everybody, I just made a couple notes. First of all, I want to thank my family, my friends, the incredible people of Chicago, and all over the country and the world who have prayed for me, who have supported me, who've shown me so much love. No one will ever know how much that has meant to me, and I will forever be grateful. I want you to know that not for a moment was it in vain. I've been truthful and consistent on every single level since day one. I would not be my mother's son if I was capable of one drop of what I've been accused of. This has been an incredibly difficult time, honestly one of the worst of my entire life. But I'm a man of faith, and I'm a man that has knowledge of my history, and I would not bring my family, our lives, or the movement through a fire like this. I just wouldn't. So I want to thank my legal counsel from the bottom of my heart. And I would also like to thank the state of Illinois for attempting to do what's right. Now, I'd like nothing more than to just get back to work and move on with my life. But make no mistakes, I will always continue to fight for the justice, equality, and betterment of marginalized people everywhere. So again, thank you for all the support, thank you for faith, and thank you to God. Bless y'all, thank you very much.
And that's it.
We heard there from Jussie Smollett
Jussie.
After the policing.
That's it. Y'all heard it live. Y'all heard it live here. Jussie gets off 16 felony charges. Wiped out. Now, the Chicago Police Department will be speaking in about 1 hour. And they're going to have a lot of explaining to do. But the two Nigerian brothers, I don't know why this just didn't come to me. I think I know them. I'm serious. I'm dead serious. I think these are the same two. They were boxers. They boxed in the Golden Gloves. These are the guys I got into it with 2 years ago, about 3 years ago when we did Boxing Socialists. These guys, I believe, are the trainers who were faking and saying that they worked for Floyd Mayweather and that they were part of Team Mayweather, and I put them on blast. And I wrote an article and blasted them. I did an interview and we all blasted them for lying. Dog, this is all documented. So I'm going to have to go check and make sure that I swear to God, these are the same two brothers. And oh my goodness, this is going to be major. Dog, I swear, when they said the name of, and I've been sitting here and watching them, and I'm like, they look familiar. I know them. Y'all think this is a joke? I'm dead serious right now. I'm dead serious. I could make a phone call right now and probably find out. Are y'all ready for that? Y'all could be on live. Hold on. I can do that while y'all on the phone. Hold on. Hey, what's up?
Sir.
I got a quick question for you. All 16 charges against him. He just walked out of Cook County 2 seconds ago.
Wow. Something ain't right.
Yeah. Now, Remember the two Nigerians?
Yeah.
Is them the same two dudes that you trained for the Golden Gloves? The two brothers? I think
What
that's
about?
them.
Hold on. What happened?
Remember, he got
I
attacked,
know.
and it's the two brothers. They name Owande. They from Nigeria. It's the same two brothers you trained for the Golden Gloves.
What about him? What happened?
They the ones that attacked Jussie.
For real?
Them. I think they the same too, Nate.
Yeah.
The ones that was faking and saying they was part of Team Mayweather, and I wrote
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
article. Yeah, what's their last name? Their name was like Michael and what? Alondre, right?
Their name was something like that, but their name was what was their name? Their names was no, their names were Leroy and Leon.
Okay. And their
Their
last
names.
name was Alondre, was it? Was it
It was
Alondre?
something crazy. It was something crazy like that.
Yeah, I think they fought in the Golden Gloves. They just brought it up.
Yeah.
Like they fought in the Golden Gloves here in Chicago. I said, wait a minute.
They said that
Yes.
they didn't fight in Chicago Golden Gloves though.
They just said Golden Gloves. They fought in the Golden Gloves. They just brought that up on the television.
Wow.
And that's when it rung in my head. I said, wait a minute. Because I saw the picture of them and I'm like, they look familiar. They look like these the same two dudes.
I understand them. I don't even look at them like I don't even look at them again because that. Man, okay, that's crazy. Send me them pictures again because that. I mean,
Right, I'm gonna have to look the pictures up because I'm like, wait a minute, because you trained them, so I already know you would know what they look like.
100%.
Right, so I'm like, you would definitely know what they look like.
I also seen them when they first bring them out, and it didn't catch my like. Oh yeah, that's somebody. Like,
Right. It didn't really hit me either, but I knew it. They look familiar. And then there was two brothers, and they was trainers. One was they were trying to be in the acting. And I'm like, man, these dudes sound familiar. The same MO. And then I'm like, man, I remember them two dudes that was lying, talking about they was Team Mayweather, and they was trying to finesse that money out that dude to invest in them, and he was about to put up all that bread for him.
Wow. Wow.
Man, so now, yeah, I'm gonna go check this out.
Check that I sent it to me.
All right.
All right. You seen that video I sent you?
Oh yeah, I had already seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, I seen all three of them. I seen the lawsuit. I seen all of them.
Okay. All right.
All right. Yeah. So y'all think I'm crazy. I told y'all be thinking I'm crazy. All right, I ain't joking, dog. For real. They might not be the same dudes, but it's very similar. Hey, it's cold out there. Okay, this one's name is Abel and Ola. So these might be two different. I don't know. They could have two different names. I mean, straight like that. Now, this something like this stinks. Something don't smell right. Some smell like Michelle Obama all over it. This got some Michelle Obama imprint on it. The LGBT boy, they got some power. They got that boy off. For real, for real. I'll be right back. They got them all. Woo! It's crazy out there. Real crazy. Jussie Smollett. I did wash my hands. They still kind of wet a little bit. Rahm Emanuel, you better do something, Rahm. Better do something, baby. I gotta find out. They could have changed their names. Hopefully it ain't these two twin brothers. I'm finna find out what's going on though. I'm gonna send that around and I'm gonna get the information. If not, I'll have a whole list of new stuff about those twin brothers. All right. They probably did change their names. That's what I'm saying. They look like the same two guys, and that's probably why it didn't click in my head, because they probably they probably have like 15 names. They Nigerian. They probably name is Leon Abel, so they probably switched it because they done burnt up the last names. Yeah, I sent Star the information live. He's probably was asleep. So by the time he wake up, he gonna want to jump all over this. If he isn't live already. I tried to wake him up. I'm like, get up here, Star. Wake up. So hopefully all you guys have subscribed so you don't miss anything. J Biz, I see you. Well, thank you. This video was a lot. So hopefully I'll see y'all in the Cash App. Or at least hitting up the Streamlab. Bruh man hit me up and J Biz hit me up. When we go live, we'll do the call ups and get people on the phone. We'll do that later on today. So we'll get J Biz and bruh man. So if y'all want to talk to me live, click the link in the description box. Hit up that the Streamlab where it says donate. You can leave your information there and we can chat it up and go from there. We'll do that later on though. Dapper Van hit me up. He was like, LeVan, he was talking about Hunter Killer was fire. I have to find out what's going on. Star's not live yet. I know. So we just hit the 1 hour mark. You know, everything just went down the way it did, and it's incredible. Just never have we ever seen anything like this in the history of criminal justice. And my text message inbox is filling up. So I'm going to check out tonight. And definitely, hopefully, all of you have subscribed right now so you don't miss anything that went down. The judge. They ain't even get to that. The judge must have been homosexual or something. No, this came from a lot of political pull for this to happen. 16 felony charges just dropped like this. So in another hour, we're going to wait on the Chicago Police Department and the mayor of Chicago, Rahm Emanuel, got to come out because they're going to have to explain for this situation. I don't have to apologize to Jussie at all because the story still don't make sense. Even the explanation of what we just heard still didn't make sense. They came out and did this whole little prosecution and she talking about what a nice guy he is. We're like, so plenty of nice guys locked up. The hell you mean? We heard what he just said in that press conference. Not one thing had to do with anything. One quote that they said in that press conference that made me go, what? Is that there is a gag order that they can't even discuss the case. They can't discuss the case. They cannot discuss what went on in the courtroom. The files are sealed. That means nobody will get to see it. She said it in the very first opening statements that the information is sealed. Sealed. No, Charlamagne got to do what he's supposed to do with 6ix9ine. He said if 6ix9ine get away without serving any time, he would, you know what? So the records are sealed. When they asked her a real question, she couldn't even talk about it. She's like, next question. She immediately went to another question. Because of the simple fact, she already knows what I know. This came from a higher up, A phone call was put in from Michelle Obama, who's a big Empire fan and likes his character on Empire. And that's what happened. Michelle Obama made a phone call. And I know something happened when Michelle Obama got involved and she made a phone call. And she got high pull in this city. And we just saw the pull right now. Now, I can't wait to see what the mayor come out and say, because the mayor, Obama runs him. Rahm Emanuel is owned by Barack Obama. He put him as the mayor of Chicago. He worked for him in the aide as the White House. He sent them back to Chicago, said, man, I need you back in Chicago running for mayor. He's like, I don't want to be the mayor of Chicago. Rahm, I need you in Chicago. We don't want no Republican taking over that office. Daley finna step down. You going over there. Man, I don't want to be the mayor of Chicago. Why can't I be in the White House with you? Listen, I need you over there, man. You got to go. You got to do your duty. All right, fine. So that's how he became the mayor of Chicago. He didn't even want the job. Michelle got involved in this. That's my personal opinion already. This is a Michelle Obama call. This is a Michelle Obama call. 100%. Sino knows these things. Sino knows these things. This ain't no we found some new information and this guy's got busted. Sino knows these things. Something wrong. Something wrong over here. There's something real big going on over here. Somebody called in for that power trip. This is a power move. Everything that's in here is power. This is what real power is. And you seeing it right now. Power that oversees the law. That supersedes the law. Right. The clients are getting off and the lawyers are getting locked up. It's a whole new world, baby. So let me